Chaos, calamity, and violence, political violence. An assassination attempt on a former U.S. president.
It just got crazy there. I mean, it was so scary.
Blood covering the right side of Donald Trump's face as he was swarmed by Secret Service and rushed off the stage just moments into a rally in Pennsylvania. Tonight, from all sides of the political spectrum, a political outcry.
The idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of.
The shooting just 48 hours before the start of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. It was already going to be all eyes on the former president and the party he controls. But now it's broader than that. Will it be all eyes on the future of American politics? Good evening on this incredible Saturday night. I'm Bill Ritter. Thanks for joining us. Less than 5 hours ago, we saw an incredible attack on American democracy. That's what it was, no matter what your political bent might be. Shots fired at former President Trump during a campaign rally in Pennsylvania. Shots from a rooftop at least 200 yards away from the stage. And no one saw the shooter up there. Mr. Trump saying he was grazed by a bullet, falling to the ground. He was taken to the hospital, said to be doing fine tonight, but he came this close to the bullet doing horrific and deadly damage. At least one person at the rally was killed. The shooter was killed as well by law enforcement. Tonight, so much to impact and so much to ponder. How could this happen? How do we stop this political violence? How much is all this division in the country to blame? And what's next for the campaign? And how are both sides of the political aisle reacting tonight? As we said, lots to ponder. Eyewitness News anchor Mike Marza leads off our coverage. Michael?
Bill, President Biden just spoke with former President Trump, grateful to hear that he's doing well and is safe, and said that he was praying for him. But this just into Eyewitness News aerial video. Law enforcement sources say this is believed to be the body of the suspected gunman who set up shop on the roof of a nearby building. Tonight, a massive federal investigation is underway to figure out who he was and why he targeted former President Trump. Moments into a rally at a fairground in Butler County, Pennsylvania. Pops of gunfire echoed across the crowd. Former President Trump clutched his right ear and ducked behind the podium. Blood dripped down his face. Secret Service shielded him.
And we heard pound, pound, pop, pop, pop. In everybody's mind, it was like 4th of July. Somebody must have been still doing firecrackers. Then I saw the 4 Secret Service jump up and immediately push him to the ground.
Former President Trump whisked off stage. He raised a fist and mouthed, "Fight."
We got down, and we huddled, and we started praying.
The Butler County District Attorney says a shooter perched on a building adjacent to the venue opened fire. The Secret Service says the shooter fired at least 8 rounds from an AR-style rifle.
They were saying, get down, get down, get down. I just wasn't processing. It took me like 2 minutes, and I finally hit the deck.
One person in the crowd was killed.
I saw the man that was hit in the head, and there was a lot of blood, and I knew there was no way he was going to survive that. 2 were critically injured. Trump supporters tried to take cover.
You just seen the crowd just look over at the bleachers there, and then it just got crazy there. I mean, it was so scary.
U.S. Secret Service neutralized the shooter. The FBI now investigating it as an attempted assassination. Former President Trump rushed to a medical center. Hours later, posting this online. "I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening." President Biden locked in a hotly contested election battle with former President Trump.
I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors.
Addressed the nation from his home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, trying to unite a very divided country.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this.
President Biden now on his way back to the White House. His campaign, by the way, has also pulled all of the political ads about former President Trump. Bill?
Most political ads have been pulled, as we understand it. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The convention, Republican National Convention, starts on Monday, a very big deal. He was this close to being killed. And he's back out of the hospital. So what happens now with the convention?
Well, as you mentioned, it's set to begin on Monday, and the campaign put out tonight. Former President Trump looks forward to seeing you all in Milwaukee for that Republican National Convention. So he apparently, at this point, intends to attend the RNC.
It's a show. All those conventions are shows. This is going to be a different one. When he walks into that arena, what's going to happen to that crowd?
No doubt about it. This already hotly contested election was changed tonight. And frankly, the country was too.
Yeah, okay. Mike Marza. Michael, thank you for that.
Sure.